If you are just joining the competition, then you're watching the Summer Universiade Rhythmic Gymnastics, and it's the first day of action here in the FISU in Ponticelli in Naples. And the individual all-round competition is the focus of our coverage today, or at least until later on in the session, where we'll see some action from the groups event. At the moment, all of the gymnasts that are competing in the all-around, it's 30+ athletes. They're participating in the hoop and ball events today, that also serve as part of the qualification process for the individual apparatus finals. And tomorrow they'll perform their work with the clubs and the ribbon. And just having a little bit of a wait in for the score for Ksenia Mustafaeva. Unsurprisingly, it is taking the judges a little time to make their evaluation. We've got quite a lot to factor into this display in terms of the penalties and the deductions. .06 is the score for Ksenia Mustafaeva. 15th strongest that we've had so far with the ball. And so, with that concluded, it's time to go back round again and to see these 16 gymnasts one final time. So if you saw them compete with the hoop last time, it'll be the ball now. And then after these next 16 routines, we'll be able to let you know the standings overnight at the halfway mark in the individual all-around competition, with every gymnast having performed 2 of their 4 pieces. Just awaiting the go-ahead to take the field of play, the Norwegian gymnast Caroline Wenberg.
Palla, Norvegia, Caroline Wenberg.
Caroline Wenberg of Norway competing with the ball. She scored 14.6 with the hoop. gymnast who competes for Asker Turnforening. It's a local club, and she was born in Bærum. It's good to see her increasing her international experience as a gymnast, having made her real international debut at senior level at the 2015 European Championships. Gymnasts can earn extra difficulty marks for little flourishes and touches with the ball. For example, if they rebound the ball off the body or off the hands, and what she was attempting there just didn't quite come off and had to make a recovery. And any unsighted catch, that is obviously going to carry a higher difficulty mark than one where the gymnast is looking at the ball as it comes to ground. So the Norway University Sports Federation well represented. Played a very active role in helping a lot of their gymnasts make it through to the Universiade. A lot of their athletes, full stop, make it through to the Universiade.
Hoop, Georgia.
Well supported by friends and family, and scoring 13.25. Second routine of Salome Pashava of Georgia. She scored 18.95 with the ball. It's one of her most enjoyable routines. It's such a stirring bit of choreography, but didn't quite go right at all at the beginning of the display. She'll be evidently very disappointed, Pashava. Such a routine move for her. It's heartbreaking for a gymnast when they get so much else right, and it's tiny, it just bounces off her elbow essentially, that's all. The trajectory totally altered as a result. The hoop out of control and out of bounds, and possibly Pashava out of contention for high honours in the all-around as a result. She certainly will be out of contention when it comes to the hoop final.
Palla, Repubblica di San Marino,
16.8 is the score for Pashava, compared to an 18.95 that she received with the ball. Lucia Castiglioni of San Marino And she scored a 12.95 with the hoop. Gymnast who has competed at 5 World Cup events, all in Pesaro, less than an hour by car from her home in San Marino. The 21-year-old from the enclaved nation in northern Italy. Very well supported by the crowd here. She's very used to competing in big competitions in Italy. Obviously, with it being so close to her, that's where she's built up the bulk of her experience early on internationally. Looks as though she's settling into this competition a touch. Seems reasonably happy with the work that she has produced. Castiglione with the ball. Oh, she's delighted with that score, 13.25. That's a really great moment for Castiglione. She's delighted with the score of 13.25 with the ball. Nicoline Sachman of Denmark scored a 9.9 with the ball, now competing with the hoop. Just in those final stages of the routine, it didn't go quite right for the 21-year-old from Frederiksberg. Just had a moment right before loss of control at the very end, where she seemed to struggle to set herself for that final move, and then as a result it just didn't quite flow. That was the bit that seemed slightly awkward earlier on. Who is a student of English literature at the University of Oslo.
Belgio, Vanina van Puivelde.
9.55. Vanina van Puivelde of Belgium. She scored 11.45 with the hoop. Had that problem right at the start where she had to gain control back of the apparatus, flying out of the space.
Oui, j'aimerais une poupée dans les bras, lui parlant tout bas, me parlant de toi. Elle était si belle, vêtue de dentelle. Elle me souriait et je te disais: maman, quand ma poupée grandira, je veux qu'elle te ressemble, maman, et nous serons très heureux ensemble. J'ai gâché mes jours sans trouver l'amour. Tu me l'avais dit quand je suis partie.
It was a far better exhibition of her balletic ability. There were moments where Van Puivelde looked in such great control right at the start. It was a lovely sequence of pirouettes. And then just regrettably, the odd moment here and there when maybe at more routine moments in the routine, she lost that stability. There, that was the most noticeable. Sometimes can be the, in inverted commas, easiest things that really catch an athlete out. No issues with that catch, which was a much tougher skill. Who is reading for a psychology degree at the University of Ghent, where she was born. And she scores 11 with the ball. Aidana Shakanova of Kazakhstan takes to the floor with the hoop, having scored 18.95 with the ball.
Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on, does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mindless crime behind the curtain, in the pantomime. Hold the line, does anybody want to take it anymore? Show
quite a lengthy finish behind the music for Aidana Shakanova. Gymnast from Kazakhstan, whose show goes on, having secured 18.95 with her first performance. How will the second fare? Was it quite as strong? We'll see what the judges have to say.
Abandoned places, I guess we know this score. On and on.
Certainly
Does anybody
a
know
really
what we
emerging
are?
gymnast, Shakanova.
Another hero, another man.
Palla, Korea.
17.6 for
Kim.
Shakanova. Execution of 7.4 for her. And that in comparison to a 7.92 with the ball, so certainly not quite as strong. Kim Chae-eun scored 18.15 with the hoop. Currently has her positioned as the first reserve for the hoop final. Now competing with the ball.
Let's do a dance, body, body. Talk with our hands, body, body. You say you know what I need. Give me, give me. Come and knock me off my feet. Pretty, pretty. Please, I love it, I love it. All I wanna do is tango. Every night, every day. No one else, you and me. All I wanna do is tango. Slow it down, speed it up, spin it fast, round and round. All I wanna do is tango, tango with you, tango with you. All I wanna do is tango with you. All I wanna do is tango, tango with you, tango with you.
It's a really engaging, enjoyable routine. Kim Chae-eun is very pleased with what she's just produced, the gymnast from the Republic of Korea. Engaging not just with the judges, but with the crowd here too. He's been performing nicely with this routine at the World Cup so far this year.
Let's do a dance, body, body. Talk with our hands, body, body. You say you know what I need. Give me, give me. Come and knock me off my feet. Pretty, pretty. Please, I love it, I love it. All I wanna do is tango. Every night, every day. No one else, you and me. All I wanna do is tango.
18-year-old only started the sport 8 years ago, very much as a hobby, but very quickly her coaches said, hang on, we've actually got somebody who really is good at this and can go far.
Hoop, Slovakia.
Oh, and she has gone far with that score, 19.7 for Kim Chae-eun, the second strongest score that we've seen with the ball. And that really has enhanced her chances in terms of the all-around competition. Slovakia's Zenia Kilianova scored 15.75 with the ball. Ksenia Kilianova made her return to World Championship competition last year, having participated in 2014 and 2015. Best work since then has been with the ribbon. It certainly was at those World Championships. Maybe just times in this routine where some of her turns, her pirouettes, the illusion turn, for example, didn't seem quite as stable as they have at other points. Managed to recover that well, somewhat take a swing at the hoop and could have gone anywhere. Came just right back off the top of the arm, stroke shoulder. Did disguise that overreach quite nicely. Firmly on the hoop until the last possible second before the unsighted catch to judge it well. And judge it well she did.
Palla, Azerbaijan.
14.65 for Kilianova. Didn't seem quite as strong as her ball routine, and that was felt by the judges, giving it a 0.9 lower. Now to the gymnast who really did impress with the hoop. The highest score we've had so far with that apparatus. Now with the ball, she chases down the highest score we've had with that, 21.3 from Ekaterina Selesnyova. Can Zora Agamirova do it? Oh, she's absolutely flying at the moment, Agamirova. Super first routine. That was packed with energy, creativity, great use of the space. Very enjoyable gymnastics from the teenager from Baku. Such a massive sport, rhythmic gymnastics in Azerbaijan. Rhythmic gymnasts really are high-profile figures there. Has a brilliant effervescence as a performer. What's happening, certainly so far, one does not wish to tempt fate, is that she is minimising a lot of the errors which have sometimes crept into the first finals that she's been appearing in. Still, of course, only 17. .2, the first score for Agamirova. That was her score with the ball. Whatever it is provoking some debate amongst the judges. So the weight goes on for Zora Agamirova. .75 is currently the qualification mark to get into the ball final. It's 18.95 for Agamirova. I feel that's a touch on the low side. And Katerina Seleznyova of the Russian Federation, who scored 21.3 with the ball, now competing with the hoop. Good performance here, and she'll be the runaway leader overnight.
Love is beautiful, fierce and strong, an insatiable, all-consuming fire, a lion pacing on the red-hot embers of desire. Love is a thirst that's never quenched, a sacred flame that can't be drenched by icy showers of sobriety, or a society strangled by notions of propriety. Love is beautiful, fierce, and loud. But most of all, love is proud.
That surely will be enough for Katerina Seleznyova to lead the competition overnight. Gymnast who took the all-around silver medal 2 years ago, the overwhelming favourite to go one better on this occasion.
Is beautiful, fierce and strong, an insatiable,
really nice stability in the pivot.
A lion pacing on the red-hot embers of desire. Love is a thirst that's never quenched, a sacred
nice
flame.
Catching the partial walkover that she then turns into that back bend balance position. Lots of little additions to difficulty. And great control throughout. .24 for Seleznyova, and so she's very much in control of the competition now.
Palla, Italia, Alessia Russo.
Last moments to compose herself. Alessia Russo of Italy scored an 18.75 with the hoop, and now steps out onto the competition floor to compete with the ball. She is currently in a qualification position for the hoop final, 6th strongest. Will be reasonably confident of making her way into that final. What now with the ball?
Taking me higher than I've ever been before. I'm holding it back, just one shot, give me more. You're just a hideaway, you're just a feeling. You let my heart escape beyond the meaning. Don't even I can find a way to stop the storm. Oh baby, it's out of my control, what's going on? You're just a chance I take to keep on dreaming. You're just another day that keeps me breathing. Baby, I love the way that there's nothing short. Baby, don't stop me. Hide away with me some more.
Intensity of the occasion, not always the easiest thing to control. Alessia Russo is a hugely popular gymnast, the 22-year-old. And she's reciprocating the appreciation that she's been given. There was quite a key drop of the ball earlier on in the routine, unfortunately. Gymnast who took the all-around bronze at the Campionati Italiani Assoluti last month.
I'm holding it back, just wanna shout out, give me more. You're just a hideaway.
Difficult skill there.
You let my heart escape beyond the meaning. Don't even ask if I
Just a
will
touch
stay.
out on the accuracy, and that's all it took.
Oh, baby, it's out of my control, it's going on. But you're just a chance I take to keep on dreaming.
Other features of the routine, very nice. The unsided catch into the illusion turn. That was a good finish.
Hoop, Australia, Elizabeth.
Likely to be the sort of score that brings her into the ball final. It is indeed the case. 17.6 for Russo, currently in 11th place in qualification for the ball final. Now, that doesn't surprise me, actually, that Zora Agamidova's coaches have submitted an inquiry about her routine. Come back to that in a moment as we look at Elizabeth Inaberhill of Australia with the hoop. Although the routines of Ellie Inaberhill don't have the highest degree of difficulty, there's something that's really enjoyable to watch about her as a gymnast. She's got a very classical feel to her work. You can see the balletic origins to much of her choreography. A lot that's fundamentally very good indeed in the work of the 20-year-old who lives in Sydney, New South Wales. She started so impressively nationally as the national junior champion 3 years in a row.
Palla,
13.6 for Elizabeth Inaberhill. Nice jump up from the 12.85 she received with the ball. Four routines left, and then we'll be at the halfway mark of this all-around competition in rhythmic gymnastics at Naples 2019. It's Yeva Meleshchuk of Ukraine who scored 19.6 with a hoop to start. Well, this was the routine that won Yeva Meleshchuk a silver medal in the World Challenge Cup in Guadalajara. But there were real problems in this display, exemplified by her having to be returned the ball that she started the routine with. Positioned right by the replacement apparatus, which at least allowed her not to lose too much in terms of the timing of the routine. It was the second occasion. Wasn't really that close actually to trapping the ball. So this will, unfortunately for her, really hit her total score quite heavily. Now, that is interesting. 19.35, the new score for Zora Agamirova. So the inquiry was successful. It did look as though I felt that was a little on the low side. Something I did suggest when the score came in. 0.4 difficulty gained for Agamirova could be very important indeed. 16.4 Meleshchuk's score. Down quite a bit by over 3 marks from the score she received with the hoop. Now to the second performance of Dildora Rakhmatova of Uzbekistan, who scored an 18.75 with the ball. 21-year-old who made her World Championship debut earlier this year. she did so very well to bring that routine back under control from right at the start. It looked as though she rather got the hoop in a tangle around her feet, and it's such fast work. The music is so powerful. There's not a lot of time that the gymnast can afford to lose in the routine. It was just here early on she seemed to have problems. Again, she's got those really nicely executed pirouettes where the line is so strong. It's pretty strong there as well. Really good finish from Dildora Rakhmatova. Exciting gymnast to watch. Got real character to the way she performs. There's a certain warmth and energy about it. 18.6 is the current medal mark for a place in the hoop final. Top score 21.4. Katerina Selesnyova. 17.15 for Rakhmatova. So she will not be participating in that aforementioned hoop final, which is the first reserve at the moment for the ball final too. Two competitors to go. Ruriko Shibayama of Japan. 18.2 with the hoop, now competing with the ball. Just managed to save that at the end, Ruriko Shibayama. Really started to squirm away, and she thought very quickly indeed to rescue the situation. 19-year-old from Hokkaido. She certainly has. Shibayama is a beautiful execution of the attitude pirouette. Arabesque as well is very neat and tidy. It's a very quick last-ditch save. The judges will notice, but she's limited what they can deduct for. 16.8 is the score for Ruriko Shibayama, 14th strongest that we've had with the ball. And so to the final individual routine of our coverage today, before attention will turn to the group competitions. Ksenia Mustafaeva of France. She scored 15.06 with the ball, needs a big score pickup now. That's a really nice recovery from Mustafaeva. It's a very engaging routine. It's a nice choreography. It's a great choice of music. And the very experienced gymnast who took an all-around bronze medal at the Mediterranean Games 6 years ago. Well, she has now delivered the sort of performance that we expect to see. And there's a quick recovery made early on, but it won't be as costly at all as the moment where the ball left the space. She at least kept contact with the apparatus. A couple of untidy moments here and there in terms of trying to secure key catches. She's a wonderfully perseverant gymnast, Mustafaeva. She's been competing for so long. She's made her way through some very challenging injuries just to still be going.
Teams starting from 7 is the first day of the Rhythm Gymnastics Universiade competition here in Napoli 2019 at the
14.95 was Mustafaeva's score with the ball. Question whether she can now make any improvement upon that with the hoop. That's a big step up, 18.45 for Mustafaeva. Unfortunately for her, it's a tenth and a half below qualification for the hoop final, so Julia Evcik has just managed to survive. So let's just have a look at the qualification situation in the apparatus finals. So Seleznyova strongest, Agamirova the second strongest, and all the way down to Evcik with a hoop with 18.6. Those are the gymnasts who've qualified for the hoop final.
Ricordiamo domani il programma inizierà un'ora prima rispetto a oggi alle ore 13 con il concorso generale delle ginnaste individualiste con le clavette e il nastro, gli altri due attrezzi in gara domani, poi si seguirà nel pomeriggio a partire dalle 18 sempre con il concorso generale a squadre. Il secondo esercizio delle squadre appunto domani in questa seconda giornata di gara. Vi auguriamo una pausa.
Katerina Seleznyova once more the strongest qualifier, all the way down to Victoria Bogdanova, 18.8. Those are the gymnasts who've made it through to the final. Rakhmatova and Sarayana, the two reserves for the ball final, should there be any withdrawals.
We will be back at 6:45, some minutes before the start of the group all-around the competition, starting from 7 o'clock with the exercise with 5 balls.
So clarification there on the apparatus qualification process, but also this is the halfway point of the all-around competition. So everyone has now performed with the hoop and the ball. And what that means at the halfway mark is Katerina Seleznyova is well and truly in the lead, 42.7 for her. Zora Agamirova in second place, but a gap already of 3 marks. And there is confirmation and clarification of that gap with Laura Zheng in second place. Third place, rather. Kim Chae-un is in 4th position, Yulia Evcik 5th, Victoria Bogdanova 6th, Aida Shakenova is in 7th place, and Sara Yana Garcia 8th. And one more time, a look at the current state of play at the halfway mark in the competition, the all-around event. Seleznyova, 42.7. She's well and truly out in front, but Agamirova, Zheng, Kim, Evcik, Bogdanova, they're all in with a reasonable shot, and indeed Shakenova too. Very close to getting towards the podium. Actually, the likes of Yana Garcia and Russo will think overnight, you know what, we're in the mix here, we're in the hunt, because the gap is not enormous. It's not out of the question they can get up there. There is a little bit of daylight with those top 3, Seleznyova, Agamirova and Zheng. So that brings to a close the individual portion of our coverage today. In around about an hour's time, it's going to be time for group action and the 5 balls event.